All right, Anna. Oops. Damn, gnat. It's a gnat in here. I think it's from my new tree. I need to water it. But anywho, random. So, today is July 9th, 2023. Trying to figure out how I'm going to incorporate my writing and my videos together. And I feel like one of the things I can do is just talk about what it is that I'm writing. So every day I write. I'm trying to stabilize this because it's on my bed, but it's not stable. But anywho, every day I write. Usually it's strictly in my journal. But what I've been trying to do, well, not trying, what I have been doing since June has been creating a Google Doc that is titled The Date. And I just write what happens in my day and reflect on what I'm learning and all that stuff. It's a record of what I'm going through in my day. And it's really nice to be able to go back and reread where I was a month ago in comparison to where I am now. So I think it's a good way to recap and reflect, because the things that I was worried about a month ago, they're resolved now. So it's also very encouraging. Anywho, I'm trying to figure out how to connect all that shit together. But for today, what I wrote was just create and do your own thing. Everything will come to you. So instead of me creating out of a space of what is going to come out of that creation, let me sit back because this keeps shaking. Give me 1 second, guys. Oh no, don't need y'all seeing over there. But anyway, instead of me creating with the end goal in mind, I just need to create. I just need to do it. And so the things that I have on my mind to create, I just need to get into the process of doing it and completing it. And I have been, but I think with me having a different, with me looking at it a different way, like Nashima, you know that everything is going to come together and be successful. Like, you already know that. So just get it out there. Just get the blogs out, get, you know, whatever it is that you want to create, get it out. Everything will come together. I also wrote, because I saw this girl that I know, well, this woman that I know who is writing on Medium, and it's just, she's putting it out there, and it's just like, Nashima, you've been writing since you were 8. Consistently. And probably even before that. It's just 8 is the age that I officially remember, like, okay, I'm going to do this as a daily habit because it helps me to feel better. With that being said, this is something that you do. It's not something that you've just started. So why don't you just put it out there on a consistent basis? So it was inspiring because the article that she had was basically titled her starting her writing journey at 30. And it's just like, it's inspiring because you have people out there who, regardless of age, regardless of them being a beginner, they're putting it out there. And again, it's inspiring. So I also wrote to myself, whatever I want, create it. Just create the space for it. I've been missing coming together with other music creatives. I still have been doing it, but not like how I was doing it before, where I was just in that space and there were creatives there and they were making music and I could just hop in and do something with them. Like, I haven't been in that space like that. And so I've been missing it. And something is just like, just create the space for it. If it's something that you want, just put it out there. Hey, are there any musicians, producers, songwriters out here in this area that want to get together and just create music? Let's meet up here. You know what I'm saying? Like, just whatever it is that I want, just put it out there. So I wrote that to myself. I also wrote to myself, don't wait for permission, which is what I've been doing. I'm not necessarily waiting for permission, but just waiting for whatever moment. I don't know what moment you're waiting for, but when you go to get started. So, like, you don't need permission, just do it. And there's all these different things that I want to do, and now it's like I'm seeing everything come together very slowly, very, very slowly. But I remember one of my professors mentioning this because I was asking him, how do you get everything done? And he said he moves one piece at a time. He moves forward on one piece of this, one piece of that at a time. Because my whole thing is it's hard for me to say, well, I'm going to totally complete this work before I get started on this work, because the works are so big. Like, I can do that. Like, I'm doing that with music. Like, hey, finish this song before you get started on this song. You know what I'm saying? I'm able to do that there. But some of these bigger things that I want to create, it's just kind of like, look, just get a call started. Hey, just sit down and do the documentation for this. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, just, you're getting it done. People ain't seeing it, but it's getting done. So, whew, yeah. I also wrote today that I am almost done with the process of copywriting the song. I am. It took me a couple hours today to research how to properly do it, and I still don't know if I've done it correctly. But I finished all the steps. I didn't submit it yet because once you submit it, it says that you can't go back and redo it. I'm assuming that you would have to redo the process over, and I don't necessarily want to do that. So I'll probably end up reaching out to someone to make sure that the sound recording, whatever I put down for the exemption of the audio, I hope I did that right, because I'm leasing the audio from SFR Beats, but me and Matthew wrote the lyrics to it. So trying to figure out how to do that process correctly. I talked to my friend Miz. He helped me out with what to do, and then my friend Matt also helped me, and then took me a couple hours of research, but I feel like I got it for the most part. I'm gonna check it before I submit. Also, my friend Matt, he gave me some encouragement today, and this is what I wrote reflecting on the conversation. But he said, I'll just read what I wrote. I said, Matt also gave me so much encouragement today by telling me that I'm already walking in my purpose and to enjoy the process. He said, even when you start charting and you're in LA, basically, like, even when I'm at a different level with all this stuff, he said, you're still going to be doing, y'all, this gnat, oh my God. He said, you are still going to be doing what you're doing now. Going out, enjoying yourself, songwriting, writing. You're still going to be doing what you're doing now. He said you love to inspire and create. You are already operating in what you're supposed to be doing. It was so encouraging. And I appreciate him for that. And I was just like, your ass must have been a preacher in another life. or you are one in this life, because his words gave me so much life. And I'm just thankful, because I needed to hear that. I needed to be reminded that you are doing exactly what you need to be doing. You're exactly where you need to be. The process may seem slow, but you're on the road to what you're supposed to be doing. So not even on the, you are on the road, you are doing it. So that was life-giving. What else? I really need to be in the bed. It's about 12 o'clock now, and I'm going to the gym in the morning, because I only went once this, well, Friday. Was it Friday? Yeah, Friday was the only day I went to the gym. And today is Sunday. And I am already getting started on a shitty foot. So I just wanted to come and document where I am right now. There was something else. Yeah, I feel good. I feel grateful. I've been pausing. I had like a week of being with family and not working at Lowe's. And I didn't get as much work done as I would have liked, but it still was very eye-opening being home with my family. There were so many people in the house, and I was so ready to get back home to myself, to my own space. I also had a lot of negative feelings that came up when I was there. And so I really had to like sit with those feelings. And, you know, sometimes being around family can remind you of how you felt as a child, or just some of those things that you really haven't fully dealt with, or remind you of where some of your anxieties may come from. And so I journaled while I was there, but I really need to, I journaled how I felt. I need to go back and reflect on it, because it was eye-opening in the sense of it brought up feelings that I have felt before as a child that didn't really make me feel good. And I think it's worth going back and looking to see, well, why? What is it? What came up again? Why did you feel anxious? Like, you know, because I obviously have not dealt with that. I have not dealt with those feelings. So, something to really think about. And I've been having a lot of great conversations with people, and my friend came over and you know, he just, I don't want to shame him. I feel like he wouldn't mind me talking about this, but he basically said that he lives vicariously through me, and then he wished that he could be more like me, I guess, as far as the things that I am doing, and I guess my fearlessness when it comes to me and what I want for my future and just accomplishing my goals and my dreams. And I really hope that, well, I know that it's inspiring him, but I know that one day I'll be able to help more than just inspiring him. But it was encouraging, you know, helps remind me to keep going. And then I had another friend who told me, like, Nashima, you're like a wise counselor. You're like an advisor. He said something, it was another word that he used to describe me, but I'm just like, okay, I'm touching people. But anywho, I am going to go. I just wanted to reflect on what I've had going on and what I'm doing. I think too, it helps me to not feel like I have to compete with anyone, because I feel like I'm doing my work. I am on my own individual journey, and granted, we are all connected, and you know, but I feel like I'm doing what I need to do for me. I'm doing my own work. I'm in my own lane, focused on myself and what I need to do to become a better human being. And it does not mean that I'm perfect, but when things come up, negative feelings arise, insecurities, whatever, like, I am facing them. And this music journey too is almost simultaneous with my own healing journey and my self-discovery journey, and just me being authentic and vulnerable, and it's aligned. So not just music, but just everything I'm trying to create. I'm gonna go to bed now. I hope y'all have a great night. I am in the process of creating more and getting more content out, and officially getting music out. There's stuff that's in my, what do I call it? I guess my files, but they need to just be put out. So I hope that you guys, well, whoever is meant for to reach, you know, whoever's meant to reach, it will reach. So everything in divine timing. Another thing too is that I feel like as I continue along this journey of like following my passions and my desires and creating and challenging, like all of it is challenging in a way. I feel more grounded in myself, because sometimes I just feel like I'm not really grounded in my body. Like I'm still very self-conscious. And I'm thinking maybe I don't need to say that, but I do feel like I need to say it. But I feel like as I do more of the work and more of the exploring and overcoming different things, I feel more like myself, like just more in my body, more comfortable, more authentic to who I am as I keep moving forward with each challenge, because it's taken me a minute. Like I've been saying in my bullet journal, like officialize the song. And today was the actual day where I spent hours just struggling through it. Like, okay, actually no, because I've been doing the research. I've started like looking up YouTube videos and looking up documents and downloading things and just do it piece by piece. But today was the first day. It was like, oh, it was like I made a breakthrough and was able to figure out like, oh my gosh, okay, here's the website. Here's what I need to put it down as, a song recording. You know, just getting through to what it is I need to do. I also realized that as I'm figuring out the steps, I want to make the steps more clear for other people too. Like, hey, this is how you get your song legalized, or whatever the terminology will be for it. You need to, what's the steps? You need to copyright it. You need to, what's this say? You need to register with a PRO. You need to figure out who's going to distribute it. Like, these are the steps. So maybe it'll make someone else's process a little more simpler. Also, I understand too why people might want a label. I'm sure, you know, just to simplify things for them, but also, I think there are risks too when you, even though like, I don't think that just happens overnight. Like I think if someone gets approached by a label, hopefully they have a whole thing behind them, like a whole system behind them, the team and all that stuff. So they probably know what it is that they're doing. But what I'm saying is, before we had all this knowledge of what to do and how to get things done for yourself when it comes to your music, I understand why people would more so want a label, because this information was unknown. And if you are unaware of what to do, it seems like a huge task. And you might want a label to simplify these things for you and to just do it for you. But there's a risk when you aren't a part of the process, because you can potentially be taken advantage of. So I think it's a good thing. I know it's a good thing that I'm having to like do all this research, and it probably is not that difficult once you know what it is that you're doing, but you know. And my friend also let me know that you can get these things out without having to get lost in the process, because getting lost in the process will keep you from putting the stuff out. And I think that's where I've also been because I want things to be right. So I'll do all this research before I do one thing. And that can be a good or a bad thing. So it can be a bad thing because sometimes I get stuck in perfectionism. It can be a good thing because I'm very thorough. And I'm doing the research on it. So once I know it, it's like, oh yeah, I can tell you exactly how to do that. Boom, 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 boom. And then this and this. Because, you know, I'm clicking on things and I'm going to hyperlinks and they're saying, oh, but if you do this, then it's this. Okay, well, what's this then? Well, let me click this hyperlink, figure out and read this document. Like in my heart, I am a researcher and I don't mind it. I'm going to read it. I'm going to figure it out. And I think that is a really good thing in this business. And if I don't know, I'm going to find answers. Anywho, I'm going to go to bed because my ass ain't going to want to get up. So, y'all have a good night. I'll come on here and talk to you later. I've been rambling. Don't know what to call this. I'm going to go. Have a good night.